Chelsea told me she looked like Megan Fox.
Megan Fox? I don't know about that. We're here to talk about the first 6 episodes of Love is Blind Season 6.
I'm Claire.
I'm Keisha. Let's dive into this mess. Starting with Jimmy and Chelsea.
Also known as Jimmy and Megan Fox.
That was lofty. That was aspirational. But not very accurate.
She definitely lied to me on some how she looked.
Here's where I have a problem, first of all. He did not ask if you had to pick a celebrity that you look like, who would it be? She brought up the topic. She was like, do you have any celebrities that you think look like you? I have one.
Megan Fox? You saying you look like Megan Fox?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
She did make it clear, though, that was only because she has light eyes and dark hair, which still, to put that image in your mind, girl, you're setting yourself up.
Now he's thinking of Megan Fox, and you can't compare yourself to a celebrity because Megan Fox doesn't even look like Megan Fox.
Exactly. She has a whole team behind her and a lot of extra stuff to help her along. And I go back and forth with this couple because I'm not really sure how much Jimmy actually likes Chelsea sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
In the proposal, it was all about what she did for him. You know, I like the way you make me feel. Yeah. I like the way you're patient with me, the way you listen to me. It was never like, I like your personality. I love your sensitivity. It was nothing about her qualities as a human being. It was all what she did for him. There were so many points where I was like, are you really attracted to her? Are you just like saying things, just to lead her on? Even in bed, she's like, okay, well, what was the first thing you noticed about me? And he went, your big square teeth, and then your big
square
boobs.
Teeth. Wait, we have to talk about big square teeth for a second.
Some people think it's a diss, but you have big square white teeth.
In what world is that a nice thing? It's not even particularly a not nice thing to say, but what? I don't need my teeth complimented.
That's not the first thing you notice. And then he said, oh, your big boobs.
You have big boobs.
Oh, God. He can only look at,
I don't get you, Jimmy. I'm trying to understand, but I do not. What do you like about this woman? Like, truly, honestly.
Yeah.
But what's clear is that he really loves a lady with curves, as demonstrated with AD calling her stacked right in front of Chelsea, and it did not go well.
That woman is absolutely stacked. AD?
Can I be honest? I didn't even know what that meant.
You don't know what stacked
He was like, she's stacked. And I was like, I don't follow. And then I realized he was talking about her body.
Means
she's
TikTok got a lot thing? Going on at the top and the bottom. She is stacked like Legos, like Jenga. She is stacked.
Oh my God.
Is that what you said? He goes, that girl,
whoa,
she's pretty stacked.
It was very weird because they were obviously objectifying her in that moment, and she was being very nice about it.
Jimmy did feel embarrassed, and that is, I feel like, why he approached AD and they had a conversation, because he felt awkward. Like, here I am talking about your body. Like, I'm gonna ask you how you are doing now.
This whole time they're talking about their partners and how happy they are and how in love they are. You have Chelsea over in the corner here chugging tequila, like spiraling.
She literally pushed him into that.
I feel sick. I want to puke.
Y'all get different matches because this is not gonna work. This is not long term. I predict they're going to break up before the weddings. This is not a long term relationship.
So do you think Chelsea should have picked Trevor instead? Because I thought that they had a kind of genuine connection, and Trevor is kind of a weirdo, and Trevor to me looks like Wreck-It Ralph if he had to look like any celebrity. And so I think Wreck-It Ralph and Megan Fox would be a very surprising couple, and they might work.
You make me laugh.
I didn't say anything funny. It's just my tone, my aura.
It's just your presence.
Yeah, same with you. Chelsea just proposed to me so we can see each other already.
Let's just stinking do it.
He's so sensitive, and I was shocked, gagged when she went with Jimmy instead of Trevor, because Trevor was all in for her. He was telling her he loved her. Yeah. He wasn't talking to anyone else. Meanwhile, Jimmy was over here stringing along 2 different women.
So you're choosing someone who was questioning if they wanted another girl versus someone who was 100% sure that they wanted you.
Do you want the guy who wasn't sure about you, or do you want the one who was 100% in, seems like a giant teddy bear, but I obviously she can't see that, But
Right.
girl, I'm sure she would have been so happy if that veil dropped and she saw
Yeah.
what was staring back at her because that guy was stacked.
Okay, so I feel like we're in agreement that Chelsea definitely should have picked Trevor, but do you think Jimmy should have picked Jessica? Because I don't know, he feels like he shouldn't have been a part of this experiment. I feel like he didn't like that she had a kid, but he also didn't like that Chelsea has been previously married, which feels like very rigid to be on such a progressive dating experience.
I'm typically drawn to someone that lets me lead 100% of the time.
Basically, he wants someone he can like kind of control, it kind of felt like.
Yeah.
And yeah, he definitely cannot control Jessica.
When you see and realize what you missed out on, you are going to choke.
That was good. She didn't compare herself to a celebrity. She's just saying.
You are going to need your EpiPen to open up your airways because you are going to be in disbelief of what you missed out on.
Have your medicine ready because you might die.
I died in that scene. Yeah.
Creative.
She's taught me about, what is it, bean dip? She told me you would know what that means.
Bean dip? Not the bean dip.
Let's get to Laura and Jeramey. And you know this couple is boring because the spiciest thing about them is bean dip.
Bean dip. Oh my God. I've never heard of bean dip in my life. Have you heard of bean dip?
Never. Like, I mean, yes, as a dip. Like,
Right, as
of
a Super
course,
Bowl
I love
treat.
it with my Totinos, but like, baby, I've never heard of this whole grabbing thing.
Really?
Is like this smack. Like a smack. She smacked the out of my
Smack it.
literally hit.
She's wild.
I feel disgusting in my own body after that.
She told me to do that, and I'm like, what is
She
wrong
told
with
you to do that to who?
you?
That's
And I'm
so
like, what?
crazy.
I literally looked at her, I was like, what is wrong with you?
It was so cringe. Why would you do that to your man, first of all? Secondly, that bean dip phrase does not exist. It is, let me, Urban
Yeah,
Dictionary.
look up bean dip. It sounds like the women were bean dipping it up in the pods. Guys, that's weird. If someone bean dipped me in the Love is Blind pods, I'm leaving the experience.
The girls had this inside joke and then they tried to share it
Right.
with other people and it did not go over well because it was funny with y'all and not the men.
You did say bean dip AD. Oh my God! Joking way.
There's obviously a different dynamic when you have a bunch of girls flicking each other's boobs compared to like a man doing, like, have you not met men?
But we have to be clear, Jeramey never did bean dip. He only brought it up because I think he was even confused that Laura brought it up to him.
Telling another man to.
Yeah, but as a joke.
Well,
And,
he
like,
doesn't know the
Jeremy's in
joke.
wrong. He doesn't know the
Well,
joke.
Jeremy's in the wrong for even bringing it up because it was a literal joke.
He doesn't know the joke, though.
Yeah.
Bean dip is to raise the underboob of a man or woman with your index and second finger.
Oh, it's very precise.
Very
just with those two
specific.
fingers. I wouldn't have known that.
And
Thank
it
you.
just clicked for me what the bean and bean dip is. And, you know, it's because they're beans.
Okay.
But, like, you're not dipping, you're
You're not
lifting.
dipping anything.
I don't know.
It feels like
weird.
there should be a liquid involved if there's dipping.
Let's not
a
not involve liquids.
Don't start when there doesn't need to be.
It was a joke that just spun out of control.
I'm out of here.
That was that. It was a very weird conversation ending with an explosive fight for a very vanilla couple.
And frankly, I cannot wait for Vanessa Lachey to bring this up at the reunion because I just know there's going to be a robust discussion, an unprecedented discussion surrounding Bean Dip at the Love is Blind Season 6 reunion.
You know, I feel like I'm a really good guy. I do want love, you know. Like, I know how to talk. It's just a defense mechanism that I put up. And stuff,
Defense mechanism, yes.
Okay, now let's talk about AD and Clay. There is something so charming to me about Clay. I don't know what it is. I love that he keeps bringing up that he's never been in therapy.
I haven't done therapy. I never really did therapy, so it's just like breaking down a different side of it.
I really want to do like relationship therapy with you.
It really is a cry for help. This man wants to be in therapy. He wants to improve himself. And he even says that, like, I manifested the man that I am today, or this personality, because he's always constantly trying to better himself. And so that is so endearing.
I don't love some of the things he's done, particularly the moment when AD was saying that she like had a connection with Matthew.
I don't understand, like, am I not like saying the right things to you? Like, we not having the right conversations? Like, I really can't even fathom.
He got a little like combative, a little bit rude, but then he came in the next day and he was like, I'm sorry. Like, and I feel like he did know that like that was not an appropriate response.
And I apologize about that, and I think that's like
me not kind of looking at myself in the mirror. I just like, maybe I can't get out of my own way.
He's speaking like a guy who sometimes doesn't know how to channel his emotions. Again, he would learn those tools in therapy.
And he knows it.
Yes. I'm telling you, this man is on the cusp of being the best boyfriend ever. He just needs that guidance. Some of the things he says are not great, like when he's talking about being in shape and how important looks are.
I'm like, AD, get in that motherfucking gym.
You would not talk to me like that.
I would say,
That's
if you were out of shape, I would tell you.
Not great things to say, but I feel like he says them because he's misguided, not malicious.
Me being in my ego has been a big issue.
Yep,
you know? Like I'm up a little bit, you know?
I mean, admitting that is powerful.
Yeah.
And I think AD is kind of like the protagonist of this season so far. I love her.
I would hang out with her. Like, she feels
Me too.
very chill, very approachable, likable. Yeah, to me, she's the star of this season. So I love Clay and I love AD. Yeah, okay, this is what's complicated because I'm rooting for them as a couple. They just have a lot of stuff to work through because even AD was like, Clay is a lot. They don't have fundamental issues in their relationship. It's really just learning how to talk to each other and navigate your emotions in a more productive way.
Brittany used to be a teacher. I'm currently a principal. She also loves God. And when Brittany shared that with me, I was immediately like, I want to spend more time with you.
All right, moving on to Kenneth and Brittany. They seem like a normal couple, right?
First of all, Kenneth is isn't he only 25 and he's a school principal? That was wild to me. But Brittany used to be a teacher. That's cute because teachers are all annoying together, so they can be annoying together. They're in agreement about a lot of things, it seems like. But what do you think is gonna happen? Just because you're both Christian and you're both teachers doesn't mean you're gonna be in love.
They have a lot of shared experiences and common interests, but they haven't gotten into the really deep, murky stuff like race. This is the first white woman that Kenneth has ever dated, and they didn't really touch on that. That comes with a lot of baggage, a lot of things that they're gonna have to deal with, and that was something that was brought up in Kenneth's conversation with AD.
They had a really good conversation, and I feel like for Kenneth, things started to turn in his brain when she brought up if he thinks Brittany can raise black children.
When y'all get married, she's gonna have to raise black children.
Yeah.
And are you confident that she can raise black children?
Yeah.
The reality of their situation definitely hit him in that moment because before that, they were in their little love bubble. So
in a pod.
Yeah.
They were two peas in a pod.
Yeah. And now it seems like that little love bubble might burst.
Who am I talking to?
This is Amy.
I'm Johnny.
I knew it. Oh my God, I was gonna guess, but I didn't want to be wrong.
Now let's get into Amy and Johnny.
Who?
So,
I'm kidding.
yeah,
I'm kidding.
exactly.
Right.
Honestly, I don't know their names hardly at all, but this man is not real. I think he's a fraud. It feels very surface to me, and I really don't like it, and I don't like watching him on my screen.
Fields and fountains more than mountains.
I don't know. He just seems like he's like, yeah, cool. Yeah, cool.
You think it's like that toxic positivity where
Yes,
it's like,
yes, that's so it. Yeah, and that's not me, so I have the big ick when I look at him. I'm toxic negativity. I don't see this working out. Johnny, to me, seems like remember Milton last season? We thought Milton was 12 years old. I think Johnny is 5. I don't
emotionally
think he's grown
5
up enough
years
to be
old
on this show. Not even emotionally. I mean, I would like to see a birth certificate. He could very well be 16.
America, they do love a good underdog, and they do love comebacks. I think I now got the entire country of America on my side.
Let's unpack America's favorite underdog, Matthew.
America, they do love a good underdog.
Oh, Matthew. Keisha, what did you think of his interactions with AD? Because things got weird.
this man is so dark-sided. We should be calling him Palpatine. He was seducing her to the dark side. You can see him sitting in that chair trying to lure her in with his little nice flowery words.
Something about you, Matthew. I feel like you're gonna shock me.
Meanwhile, this man is telling Amber the same exact things, like the proposal.
I really don't know if I could propose to somebody without asking permission.
He talked about asking my dad.
He said that to both Amber and AD, which is dark-sided because AD had opened up that her father passed away, so he couldn't do that.
That is really, really thoughtful.
But I guess that roadblock is not there.
It felt like he had pre-prepared lines and he was reciting them to people.
Yes.
You give me the word. If you want to leave, I'll leave with you.
Let's leave together. He said that to both AD and Amber.
He was like, I can tell how important family is to you. And if I can't call your dad, I won't. We'll leave.
The one icky thing with AD, the big red flag, was when they were sitting having this conversation. He's like, you know, we are on a reality show. You've watched the show before. You know that there's a big proposal.
I would love to give you that moment. The moment would be one of the greatest moments of your life.
In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, why are you saying this like to her like you're doing her a favor?
I think if I broke it off with the other people and I came back to you tomorrow, I hope you would be ecstatic.
We're taking this seriously, Matthew. We, the viewers, and the other contestants. It's not a moment. It is a real life proposal, sir.
He's literally talking as if he's both America and a contestant.
And a producer.
And the girl, he was producing. He was producing drama in those pods.
And I'm being recorded. It's not like I can hide that.
He's very preoccupied with the fact that he is on camera.
I feel like I broke somebody's heart on national TV.
But it's interesting because for someone who's so cognizant of that, you'd think he would have been a little bit more likable.
I'm certainly not doing this to become a C-list celebrity.
He was aware of the cameras, but he has zero self-awareness. That was the issue.
I felt like it was kind of being like played with a little bit.
Okay.
You're sniffling. Are you like sick or are you crying?
This fake sincerity was so icky. The way he just felt like he was so distraught and heartbroken over breaking two women's heart on national TV. Like, if you were really feeling that in that moment, you would not be aware of the cameras.
You sound devastated. Is it because Amber's gone?
And when AD told him that Amber left the experience,
I would assume that's about me.
and then she had an iconic line that I hope is like memed until the end.
Well, that would be audacious of you.
To be honest, I don't think, maybe Amber was, or maybe she just felt embarrassed. I feel like she mostly just felt embarrassed, but realistically, neither of these women were like in love with him. Nobody was crushed. He was like, I just broke two hearts on TV. No, you didn't. No, you did not. Everybody's okay. And just leave.
I'm done. I'm gonna go get Amber.
I'm gonna go get Amber.
Oh, absolutely not. The second she left, that door was shut permanently. I doubt she's gonna go back to the guy who was feeding her the same lines as he was another woman. And also, who wants to be with someone who lacks that much self-awareness?
What the actual is wrong with men?
Yeah, and I also feel like at this point, I wonder how much like Love is Blind wants to play into him, because I feel like he only wants to go get Amber so he can stay on the show.
At this point, it's so cringy. Who is going to tune in for that?
Well, I still would. But
okay.
Yeah, but we would.
This is why I'm not a producer on Love is Blind.
Yeah. I'd be like, more. We want it all.
I'm the king of first impressions.
You've made a lasting impression.